This chat session is for MGF 1107. This chat session for today is addressing Chapter 8, Sections 3, 4, and 5. The chat session topics we are first discussing are compound interest. And this is from the textbook section, 8.3, Chapter 8, Section 3. Compound interest is the interest computed on the original principal as well as any accumulated interest. The formula for simple interest is A equals P 1 plus RT. This is the simple interest formula. Where A equals P parentheses 1 plus R exponent T is the compound interest formula on interest paid once a year. It is also called present value. Now, P is the deposit, P dollars, the amount of money you initially start with. R is the annual interest rate in decimal form. T is number of years money is invested. A is the future value. Now, a compounding period is the period of time between two interest payments. If compound interest is paid n times per year, there are n compounding periods per year. A again is future value. P is present value. And talking about compounding, annually means compound period is 1 year. Semi-annually annually. Compound period is 6 months. Quarterly, compound period is 3 months. A equals P, 1 plus R divided by N raised to the NT is the compound interest formula for T years. Some banks use continuous compounding, where the compound periods increase infinitely a compound period becomes every trillionth of a second, then every quadrillionth of a second, etc. For continuous compounding, the formula is A equals P times E raised to the RT, where the number E is approximately 2.7183. Calculating present value, use the formula P equals A over 1 plus R divided by N raised to the NT. Just an algebraic manipulation of our compound interest formula, but just solve for P. Effective annual yield, or the effective annual rate, is the simple interest rate that produces the same amount of money in an account at the end of 1 year as when the account is subjected to compound interest at a stated rate. Calculating effective annual yield, we use the formula y equals 1 plus r divided by n raised to the n, subtract 1, where r is the nominal interest rate as a decimal, y is the investment's effective annual yield, and n is pays compound interest n times per year. If you are selecting the best interest from 2 or more investments, the best value to the account with the greatest effective annual yield. When borrowing money, the effective rate or effective annual yield is usually called the annual percentage rate. Now we will talk about the following topics: annuities, stocks, and bonds. And this is from textbook section chapter 8, section 4, 8.4. Now a return is when the price of share you purchased has increased. The percent increased is the return. Annuity. Sequence of equal payments made at equal time periods, such as an IRA. Value of an annuity. Sum of all deposits plus all interest paid to an annuity. Value of an annuity, interest compounded once a year. Formula. A equals P 1 plus R raised to the T power, subtract 1 bracket over R. P is the deposit at end of each year. R is the interest rate as a decimal. A is the value of annuity after T years. Now, what if the annuity is compounded n times per year? Value of annuity, interest compounded n times per year. A equals P bracket 1 plus R divided by N raised to the NT, subtract 1 bracket over R divided by N. Regular payments needed to achieve a financial goal formula. P equals A, R divided by N over one plus R divided by N raised to the NT power, subtract 1. P is the deposit made at end of each compounding period. R is annual interest rate in decimal form. N is money is compounded n times per year, and T is number of years. Next session topic is installment loans, amortization, and credit cards. Textbook section 8, Chapter 8, Section 5, or 8.5. Installment buying is where you repay a loan for the cost of a product on a monthly basis, like a credit card. Installment loan is loan that you pay off with weekly or monthly payments or payments in some other time period. Mortgage, long-term installment loan, 30 years, 40 years, or 50 years, for the purpose of buying a home. Now, loan payment formula for fixed installment loans is PMT equals P times R divided by N over bracket 1 minus parenthesis 1 plus R divided by N raised to the opposite of NT, and the PMT is the regular monthly payment. The P is the loan of P dollars and is paid and times per year. T is number of years. And R is annual interest rate as a decimal. Amortized is a loan that is paid off through a series of regular payments. Although each payment is the same, with each successive payment, the interest portion decreases and the portion applied toward paying off the principal increases. Now, determining average daily balance. First, make a table that shows the beginning date of the billing period. Each transaction date and the unpaid balance for each date. Add a column to the table that shows the number of days at each unpaid balance. Add a final column to the table that shows each unpaid balance multiplied by the number of days that the balance is outstanding. Find the sum of the products in the final column of the table. This dollar amount is the sum of the unpaid balances for each day in the billing period. Compute the average daily balance using the formula. Average daily balance equals sum of the unpaid balances for each day in the billing period divided by number of days in the billing period. This concludes the chat session on Chapter 8, Sections 3, 4, and 5. If you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to contact Professor Marjorie Throm-Moeller. Thank you very much.